Hello guys, BoxCat here, and in this video we will look at a ton of new cards from Code of the Duelist, because we just got a massive update of I think over 10 cards, and we will look at some link monsters, we will look at some new archetypes that are played by the characters in the anime, in the Vrains anime, and also we will look at some generic cards and some Lightsworn cards, so I'm actually pretty excited. So the first card is the main monster of the main character in the anime, and it's called Firewall Dragon. And to be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed, because this card only helps you recover cards from the graveyard back to your hand, and also allows you to special summon monsters from your hand if a link monster in linked zone is destroyed by battle. So it kinda helps you in certain ways, but then again the link markers are all over the place. I'm not that thrilled by this card. I'm a little bit disappointed, but it's not bad. I mean, the fact that you can summon it even with tokens is pretty damn good. But on the other hand, I'm a little bit disappointed. I expected like additional protection effect or attack gain effect or something like that in addition to its other effects. Then we have two new Cybers monsters. The first one is called Salvage Driver. And this card is actually really interesting. So if a Cyber's link monster in your field is destroyed, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. No restriction to special summon it. Also, you can discard one spell card and target one Cyber's monster in your graveyard, special summon it. But it cannot attack this turn, I think. It has some sort of restriction to it. But this card is actually really good, because it's 2200 attack, just special summon from your hand or graveyard. And then also have the option to reborn Cybers monsters from your graveyard, even your link monsters. That's really not bad at all. I really like this card, because your Cybers monsters are kind of like immortal as long as you have spell cards in your hand. That's a really powerful card. Next up we have Launcher Commander. It's a level 4 monster, it's Cybers, and all your other Cybers monsters gain 300 attack and defense, and also you can tribute one Cybers monster, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy it. A decent card, but very slow in today's format. So if there were other monsters that you can use, for example the level 6 that we just talked about, the card is much better, but again I think this card is a little bit too slow. Then we have a generic trap card, it's called 3 Strike Barriers, and if your opponent controls exactly 3 cards on their field, you can choose one of the following effects. The first one is, this turn your monsters can be destroyed by battle. The second one, this turn you take 0 battle damage, and the last one, this turn when your monsters deal battle damage to your opponent, recover that amount of life points. I actually like flexible cards that have different effects and you can choose one, but all these effects are so underwhelmingly bad, like it's nothing special. Also the activation requirement, I'm not sure about this card. I don't like it. It's not good enough. Next up we have Goki the Great Ogre and some other Goki cards. This seems like an archetype that the bad guy in the anime plays. And first of all we have the link monster Goki the Great Ogre. It's a link 3 monster with 2600 attack, and it requires at least 2 Goki monsters. And it has an arrow at the bottom left, a bottom and bottom right, so it gives you 3 different link zones, which is actually really good. And all the monsters on the field lose attack equal to their original defense. And of course it doesn't have any defense because it's a link monster. If this card would be destroyed by card effect, you can destroy one of your cards in your link monster zones instead. And it has 3 link monster zones, so to be honest with you, this card is actually really good. Like really, even though it's restricted to an archetype, as a monster, but like it has a really annoying effect, and it also has easy built-in protection. I mean, you are not going to destroy this card that easily. Next up we have Goki Twist Cobra. It's an Earth Warrior with 1600 attack and 0 defense, obviously, because they kinda have to synergize with the link monster. And you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. During either player's turn you can tribute one Goki monster, then target one Goki monster and you control. That monster gets attack equal to the tributed monster original attack until the end of its turn. I'm so sure these Goki monsters are the main antagonists monsters, because they are all about attack gaining and attack losing. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Goki card from your deck to your hand, except Goki Twist Cobra. This is actually a decent card. I mean, you cannot complain about the second effect, just replacing it, and that's really really good. Also we have Goki Suplex. This is a monster level 4 with 1800 attack and 0 defense. It's a warrior, so we can use reinforcements of the army. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Goki monster from your hand, which is good for field control and link summoning. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Goki card from your deck to your hand, except Goki Suplex. Again, very good that it's sent from the field to graveyard. You can just reply yourself with Goki cards. This archetype looks really good, and if they get additional support, this looks decent, much better than Super Heavy Samurais or something like that, because they replace all their card effects, so I like this Goki archetype. Next up we have the Trickster archetype. This is very likely played by the girl in the anime. This is a light fairy archetype, and the boss monster is a Link 2 monster, and it requires 2 Trickster monsters. Each time a Trickster monster you control is normal or special summon to your discard's linked monster zones, inflict 200 damage to your opponent. Now you might think, okay, that's nothing special, but the entire archetype is focused around inflicting effect damage to your opponent. Also, this effect is not once per turn, so I'm not sure if there's some ridiculously crazy loops that you can do to deal infinite amount of damage to this. Also, the second effect is a Trickster monster in the linked zone by this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect, so a nice protection. And when your opponent takes damage from a Trickster monster effect, this card gains attack equal to that amount of damage until the end of this turn. This is also not a once per turn effect, so... Next up we have Trickster Canadia. It's a level 4 monster with 1800 attack, 400 defense, light fairy type. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one Trickster card from your deck to your hand. So already good. Each time your opponent activates a spell or trap card, inflict damage to your opponent, but we are not sure. I guess 200 points. And this is also not once per turn, so it doesn't seem like a bad card, especially it has decent tech sets, searches. A very good card already. Next up we have Trickster Light Stage. This is a field spell and has 3 different effects. When this card is activated, you can add one Trickster monster from your deck to your hand. Already good. Once per turn, you can target one set card your opponent controls in their spell and trap zone. While this card is on the field, that card cannot be activated until the end of phase. And during the end phase, your opponent chooses one, activate it or send it to the graveyards. I guess if your opponent cannot activate that card, it's sent to the graveyard. I like this card actually because it's generic. And each time a Trickster monster you control inflicts better damage to your opponent, inflict a certain amount of damage to your opponent. The translators are not sure about the value, but still, the card is actually really cool. I like it because it's so generic and you can just use it to annoy your opponent, have a mini deck with Zeka kinda. And now we come to the highlight of this video, to the new Twilightsworn cards. So we have 5 new Lightsworn cards, and one of them is actually really good. So first of all, we have a normal spell card, and this card is called Twilightsworn Dragons. If you control a punishment dragon, target one judgment dragon in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then send the top 4 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster, you can target one punishment dragon in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then banish the top 4 cards of your deck. To be honest with you, I don't like this card. Even though the card effect that you can send it from the deck to the graveyard to recover cards and banish cards seems nice, but if you draw this card, it's not that great. But now we come to a really powerful card. It's a trap, and it has 2 effects, and especially the second effect is very nice. If you control 2 or more Lightsworn monsters with the same type, but different name, banish 2 Lightsworn monsters from your graveyard, then target 2 cards on the field, banish them. Yes, there are certain requirements to this card, but still, banishing 2 cards your opponent controls is just very powerful. Also, if this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by the effects of a Lightsworn monster, you can special summon 1 Lightsworn monster from your hand. Very good. Maybe even this way, the Lightsworn Angel Celestia is useful again, and just milling this card is really good. Because Lightsworns always had the problem that they need their normal summon, but with this card, you can even special summon Kraken and the Lightsworn Dragon, by the way. Just realized that, so that's actually really nice. Next up we have the 3 new Twilightsworn monsters. First of all, Raikou, Twilightsworn Fighter. If this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard and target one card your opponent controls, banish it. Decent effect, definitely. Once per turn, if another Lightsworn monster activates its effect, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Decent removal, but the card is so... It only has 200 attack, I don't like that. Next up we have Twilightsworn Aliner. This is a level 4 monster with 1700 attack and 200 defense, of course the same stats like the original Aliner. And once per turn, when a spell trap card is activated, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard, then target one face up spell trap card, destroy it. And once per turn, if a Lightsworn monster you control activates the effect, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. And the last one is Twilightsworn Aliner. And you guessed it by now, the second effect is the same like all the other ones. If a Lightsworn monster activates the effect, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. And the first one is, once per turn you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard and target one of your banished Lightsworn monsters except Lumina, Lightsworn Shaman, special summon it. Okay, that was very foreseeable. I really like the trap card. All the other Lightsworn or Twilightsworn cards are not that great, to be honest with you. They are decent. But you have to play a 60 card lawn mowing deck to really make the new Lightsworns work. But I still like the deck. I will not complain. There are decent cards in there. You can already splash like Blackluster Soldier or Chaos also in this deck. So let me know what you think about all these new cards. Are you disappointed like I am by the new Firewall Dragon? And yeah. Let me know your thoughts about the new Lightsworn cards and some of the other archetypes that we talked about. I'm actually really excited about these Goki cards. They seem really decent and I really hope that they get additional support in the future like the Super Samurais, and they are decent at the end. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like or subscribe to the channel. The channel is really small, so it needs every help that it can get. And till next time, bye.